Good morning, Affton. Today is February 8th, 2012. I'm Amila Haseda.
And I'm Tim Forsyth.
And welcome to this week's special Valentine's Day edition of Cougar News.
I'm really excited for Valentine's Day.
Me too.
But Valentine's Day isn't the only special part of February.
I know, February is also Black History Month.
Yeah, Marissa did a story on it. Let's head to that.
Black History Month started in Chicago in 1915. Carter G. Woodson came from Washington, D.C. Thousands of African Americans traveled from throughout the country to see the exhibits in Illinois. After the 3-week display, Woodson decided to form an organization to promote the studies of Black history and African American life. He eventually started Black History Week in February of 1926. He chose February because of two men who did a lot for African American freedoms. Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass's birthdays were in February. Black History Week caught on and it became very popular. Teachers wanted to teach their students about Black History Week. Eventually, Woodson wanted to change the Black History Week to Black History Month every February. This is Marissa Siekman for Cougar News.
I believe that Malcolm X is the most influential because he stood up for what he believed in. He was very strong and did whatever it took to get the job done.
Okay. Why is Black History Month important to you?
Because it's a chance for me to celebrate my culture, to show that I'm proud to be an African American.
I think the most inspirational African American would be Martin Luther King because he fought for what he believed in and he did everything in his power to make sure everyone was treated equally.
Inspirational African American.
One of the most inspirational African Americans to me would have to be Rosa Parks, considering she decided to take a stand and not bow down to the white man's one.
Why is Black History Month important?
Black History Month is important because it gives us a whole month to understand what black people did for each other.
Dramatic pauses. Well, February sure has a lot of great stuff. Valentine's Day, Black History Month.
It's not all that great.
What do you mean?
Have you ever heard of St. Valentine's Day Massacre?
No, but that sounds terrible.
Yeah, Andrew did a story about it.
On February 14th, 1929, during Prohibition, 7 mobsters of the Moran Gang were gunned down in a Chicago garage at 10:30 a.m. This massacre made Al Capone famous despite being in Miami at the time. The man behind the plan was Jack McGurn, who also had an alibi of being at a hotel with his girlfriend at the time. McGurn hired gunmen, lookouts, stole a police car, and 2 police uniforms. The day before, one of the men told Moran that they had a shipment of liquor they were selling for $57 a case. Moran quickly agreed to meet at the garage the following morning. The Moran gang assembled at the garage as the gunmen rolled up in a police car. When the gunmen rushed into the garage, the 7 men inside saw the uniforms and thought it was a routine police raid. The men cooperated and lined up as told. Then the gunmen opened fire, using 2 Tommy guns, a .45, and a sawed-off shotgun. The gunmen then left the garage. After the massacre was discovered, many continued to believe for several weeks that the police were responsible. The man the lookouts had identified as Moran was actually Albert Wayneshank. Moran was running late, and when he arrived he saw the police cars, so he left, unknowingly saving his own life. No one ever went to jail for the massacre. In the following years, Moran was finished as a big criminal, and Capone and his henchmen were to become targets of ambitious prosecutors. For Cougar News, this has been Andrew Douglas.
Well, I guess not everything in February is good.
Yeah, that was pretty tragic.
Why don't we take a commercial break?
Good idea. We'll be right back.
So, are you going out tonight?
I can't. My parents say I have to be home right after work.
That's so gay.
Totally gay.
Ugh, that is so Emma and Julia. Why are you saying that's so Emma and Julia?
Well, you know when something is dumb or stupid, you say that's so Emma and Julia. Who says that? Everyone.
Imagine if who you are were used as an insult. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Hello, students. Look at your teacher. Now look at me. Now look at your teacher. Now look at me. I'm not your teacher, but he might be.
Now look at the board. Can you do this?
Then join Mathletes.
Just talk to me.
And divide by 0?
Not too bad.
Those were some great tips, Mia.
Yep, just something to help you get over those jitters.
Oh, but what do you do after you ask them out?
Well, Christian has some suggestions for movies.
Let's head to that.
Valentine's Day is coming up, and you're not sure what to do. Well, you can go on up to Ronnie's 20 scene on South Lindbergh Boulevard and see a movie. The Vow is a movie about a newlywed couple whose lives change after a car accident puts the wife into a coma. When she comes back, she has no memory of her husband, confusing relationship with her parents, and more. Safe House is about an ex-CIA world agent who sells his soul for money and power. He's been so isolated he doesn't know what to feel, and he's also one of those guys who always want to win. This Means War is about two of the world's most deadliest CIA operatives who are inseparable partners and best friends, but find themselves to be falling for the same girl. Deciding to keep the friendship a secret from her, they use their arsenal fighting skills and high-tech gadgetry to defeat their greatest enemy, each other. Star Wars is a little bit of everything. It's got drama, it's got love, it's got good versus evil, it's got bandits, it's got everything you need in a movie. So there you have it, Affton. There are some movies you can go see on Valentine's Day. For Cougar News, this is Christian Westermeyer.
But they kind of made me miss our commercials.
Well, I think we have some time.
Excellent.
We want you to join theater.
Chesty.
Oh yeah. Well, now that we know how to ask them out and where to take them, what should we get them?
Well, Marina did a story on some gifts.
Good thinking. Let's roll it.
Well, Valentine's Day is coming up. The day you get to spend with that special someone. But wait, what if you don't have a gift? Well, don't worry. I've got the perfect gift for you.
Really?
Yes, and it's here at our very own high school. The advanced marketing classes are selling a candy and card for $2, rose and card for $3, and rose, candy, and card for $4. And if you buy a rose, you are eligible to win a stuffed bear. How did you come up with the idea to raffle off a bear?
We came up with the idea to raffle off a bear because we pre-ordered 100 roses and we needed to be able to get to sell all those 100 roses. So if you buy a rose, you automatically get put into the raffle even though it is $1 more.
Has this been successful so far?
Yeah, we've actually made a lot of progress. We've sold already a quarter of the sheet, and we're hoping that before Valentine's Day we'll sell a lot more.
What are you raising the money for?
We're raising the money for the company we own called the Elite 15 through Advanced Marketing.
Do you plan on doing something similar to this in the future?
Yeah, next month we are selling dodgeball tickets for the annual school tournament that our class hosts every year.
Happy Valentine's Day!
This is the best idea ever! Thanks!
For Cougar News, this is Marina Nichols.
Now we have everything we need for the perfect date.
Yep, but there's still one more thing you're forgetting. Something important. It's Teacher of the Week.
Oh, yeah.
Chase did Teacher of the Week this week.
It's time once again for this week's Teacher of the Week. And this week's Teacher of the Week is Coach Bame. Coach Bame's been teaching for 3 years. He teaches boys PE, team electives, and weight training. This is his 9th year of coaching, and he coaches freshman basketball and boys and girls varsity volleyball. When I asked him a few questions, I asked him what he liked about Affton. He responded with, he went to Affton his whole life, and he feels comfortable with the community. He knows the school, and he can relate to what the kids do or don't have. I also asked what his favorite sport was, and he responded with volleyball. I asked some students what they thought about Coach Bame. What do you like about Coach Bame's class?
His class was fun. He always had like stuff to do, and he always made all of us laugh.
Alrighty. What do you like about Coach Bame?
I like that he helps us out and he teaches new warm-ups and how to get in shape and all that.
Do you think he deserves Teacher of the Week?
Yeah, because he tries so hard to help us out, and he's just a great guy.
Yes.
And that's the Teacher of the Week. With Cougar News, this is Chase DeClue.
Where'd you go?
No, I was just finishing up my story. You want to see it?
I'd love to.
The holiday of Valentine's Day came from the ancient Roman feast called Lupercalia. In the early days of Rome, dangerous wolves lived in the forest nearby. The Romans called upon one of their gods, Lucapricus, to keep the wolves away. A festival was held in honor of Lucapricus was celebrated on February 15th. One of the customs for Lupercalia for young people was called name drawing. On the eve of the festival of Lupercalia, the names of Roman girls were written on slips of paper and put in a jar. Each young man drew a piece of paper with a name on it. The girl whose name was chosen would be his sweetheart for the year. Legend says that the holiday became Valentine's Day after a priest named Valentine. The emperor at the time was Claudius II. He ordered the Roman soldiers not to marry or become engaged. He believed the men wouldn't focus on his war. Valentine disobeyed the emperor's order and secretly married young couples. He was eventually arrested, imprisoned, and executed. Valentine was beheaded on February 14th, the eve of the Roman holiday Lupercalia. After his death, Valentine was named a saint. As Rome became more Christian, the priests moved the spring holiday from the 15th to the 14th, Valentine's Day. That's the story. For Cougar News, this is Tim Forsyth. Well, that's all the time we have for this week, Affton. Thanks for joining us.
But if you can't wait for next week, like us on Facebook.
And don't forget to submit your work to Paw Prints.
Stay classy, Affton.
Well, that's all the time we got left. Well, that's all. I just love Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's great. Flower.
Shut up, Christian.
Okay. Those are some great ideas for movies.
Yeah, those movies, great ideas make me have missed commercials. Yes.
Those are some great ideas from.
You heard me talking.
What's your stories answer about?
I'm just gonna be like, hey, do you like me? I like me. Want to hear my voice? Let's go to my story. Oh no, at the end of the story. At the end of the story, just.
You just see me punching you.